Although I am wondering, what does that day look like? Because I know, obviously, through pandemic, you're doing more online visits rather than in-person visits. But presumably, eventually, we're all going to get vaccinated, and you're going to be back out there, and you're going to be advocating for literacy. So what does that? What time are you starting? How long does it take you to get those 1,000 words on average? I know every day is not going to be exactly the same. And then also, how much reading are you doing every day?
That's a really great question. Okay, so in terms of writing, I can write anywhere in time because I'm a mother of multiple children and I can multitask. So it doesn't matter whether I'm on a plane, the back seat of a car, in a room full of kids screaming. My kids are older now, but so writing for me, I don't need like a candle, and like a perfect lighting around me. I just write whenever I get around to it in a day, and my time is my own. So, and when you think about it, Rob, the writer's job, is you think about what am I paid to do, right? I'm paid to use this keyboard to just make stuff up, right? I just use my imagination, I make stuff up. That's what I'm paid to do. Now, when you're using your imagination like that, how long can you go? Okay, a full-time job, when I work, 8 hours a day, right? Do you think you can write 8 hours a day? No one, I'm not even, George R. R. Martin can write 8 hours a day. Okay, you can't, because it's like trying to do math problems for 8 hours a day. It's exhausting to your brain. Using your imagination, writing, it's very exhausting. So I only work a couple hours on my writing a day. It shouldn't take me more than, once I get into the zone. I mean, I might piddle around. I got to get into it. I got to reread what I did yesterday. There's a little bit of that entry into writing. And then once I'm in it, once I'm in the scene and my fingers are poised, I'm going to get that 1,000 words out pretty fast because, again, it's happening real time. My characters are talking to me. And if I can literally see it, sometimes I can't see it and I got to work harder. So it could be slower or faster. And I can if it's there, I'm going to get 2,000 words out in an hour and a half, 2 hours, And that's it. I don't go back and read them. I don't worry about them. The next day I'll go reread what I wrote. I maybe fix a few little things, whatever. But then I'm just in the story, creating it. Okay. So that's how it works for me. Now, when I'm editing and revising, it's a little bit different. I might spend a little more time every day on it because I'm rereading, right, what I'm writing, and I'm using a different part of my brain. It's not as hard. I just think using imagination is draining, and if you burn out. If you push too hard and you try to push too hard, you just burn out. The stories, it's like a book. It's like I'm creating, I'm writing. I get to a natural point, where I stop, and then it's like closing the book. And tomorrow, it's gonna be there. So I don't have to worry about it. I know the story will be there, waiting in my imagination to write. So let's talk about the pandemic. So the pandemic happened. Now, typically, I'm writing my books and I'm traveling to schools and I'm visiting kids. I do 100 schools a year. I give my author talk over 600 times to kids all over the country, to over 100,000 kids. And I love it. I love what I do. I love being a literacy advocate, and it's just like a trifecta: being a writer for children and being a literacy advocate and being able to work with kids directly and get them excited about reading is really just like it's just a trifecta, right? Perfect for me. It hits all the bells. But when the pandemic happened, I was literally scheduled to go to San Antonio the next week and it had to get canceled. I was supposed to go to Vegas, got canceled. Boom, 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 everything got canceled. And so one of the things that I did, and one of the things I had been challenged with, was trying to come up with a way to scale what I do. Now I have this really fun killer author talk. It's super fun. The kids love it. I do it all the time. Okay. I can only do it 100 schools a year. In other words, I can't get to 200 schools. I'm not Superman. I can't fly, right, from zoom, 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 right? So there's a limited number of school days. So that's it. That's the limit. So that means the next 5 years I might be able to visit 500 schools, but there's thousands of schools, right? Thousands and hundreds of thousands of kids that I want to reach with my message that reading is a superpower, that reading is this incredible thing, and really what is a book and the whole thing I do. So, Rob, what I did was, as what any rational person would do in the middle of a pandemic, I said, well, I need to find a way to scale this. I need to find a way to create, to take what I do and to bottle it somehow so that anybody anywhere can use it and see it. So I don't know if in all your research on me, if you had a chance to look at between the pages.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So you got five that are coming out that are gonna. You explain it. Why would I do that?
Well, Well, yeah. So I ended up coming up with a way to capture my author visit in a video format, and I hired a whole crew. We filmed it in the middle of the pandemic. Everybody took safety precautions, and we filmed my author talk. And we made 5 short videos. Each video is about 5 minutes long. And what I wanted to do, I wanted to retain the humor, because I'm very funny in person, and I wanted to retain the interactivity of it. In other words, it was very interactive. When I would come to your school, I would say, okay, well, okay, Rob, what's the first thing an author has to think about? And you'd be like, oh, pick me, pick me. And I would call on the kids, even if there's 600 kids in the room, I'd call on somebody and would keep them very engaged, because I might call on them and they would tell me what they would think. And so instead of making, for example, 35-minute video, I made 5 short videos, and each video ends with that interactivity opportunity. Okay, guys, let's meet Alane. I tell you all about me, and you meet Alane. I tell you about my background and things I've done, and there's all kinds of animations and graphics and sound effects and a cool fly-in, like you think you're in a Harry Potter movie. Okay, the graphic effects are amazing, and at the end of it, I say, call to action. You know, you guys, tell me what the first thing an author is thinking about. Then I created 3 separate worksheets for all different grade levels, young, beginner, medium, and upper grades, for them to do a worksheet as a class. So I can't be there, but you as a class can interact. Okay, guys, the teacher can say, what do you guys think? And they can all do a worksheet together and chit chat and talk about what they think. Then they come back and they play the next video. And it's completely built around the teacher's time frame. Teachers have very limited time to, engage in the classroom. They've got everything, budgeted down to the minute. So you show the 5-minute video, you have 10 minutes of class time. Now, if you want to take a break and come back the next day, you come back the next day and you watch the second video. So teachers are using this across the country. I've had hundreds and hundreds of teachers sign up and use this in their classroom. The kids absolutely love it. They love the worksheets, and it's just engaging them all in learning to become, better readers and also writers. There's a whole writer's track that goes with it that encourages students to build all the elements they need to be able to write their own story, so that at the end of this whole series, which is free, by the way, it's completely free for teachers to use in the classroom, that they can then go out and write their own story. And the teachers are just raving, saying, they've been really frustrated with how to teach writing to the students, get their students excited about writing, and this has been sort of the way it's broken the ice for them to really open up that door to get them, really excited about reading and writing again. So it's been a great tool. Now, when the pandemic ends and I can travel again, and I got my first vaccine, which was really exciting. It'll be different, because I won't go to a school that hasn't already seen the program. So every kid, every school I go to will have gone through the program, because there's no point in having me come there when they can watch the program, because it's a phenomenal program, and the graphics and all the worksheets, so that when I do go to schools, it'll be like, well, what am I going to talk about? Because they already know my talk. I got to come up with something all new to talk about, because, it's
and now you've got to get a new hour, right?
Exactly, or it'll just be more questions. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, and also I may not travel as much. That I'm just not sure about. Whether I'll do, because now I've created something which really I think is a great tool. Will I need to travel as much? I like to travel, but life changes and you come up with different opportunities, and maybe there's something different I can do. I'm also working on a Between the Pages Junior right now, which is for kindergarten through 2nd grade, to give them a little sense of the same kind of magic, because right now the video series is designed for grades 3rd and up, so.